Hello, my lovelies. Yay! She's back. Hi there, everybody. All right, so hang on just a minute. I gotta look and see when I can find the chat room. So if you're seeing me, I know I just logged on, but if you're seeing me, please holler, making sure that you can see me and hear me. You never know with Facebook. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's a little wonky. So just say hi, good afternoon. What'd you have for lunch? Whatever. Oh, yay, you guys can hear me. Yay. Can you hear me? I should see. Hi, Lisa. So, you know what? On that note, what did you guys have for lunch? I had a couple pieces of cheese, a couple crackers, a couple chunks of chicken breast, and then two baby little plums. Thank you, Danielle Dunham, who accidentally left them in my car yesterday. So I had two little baby plums. So what'd you guys have for lunch? I'm running out of ideas. Don't you get sick of the same thing all the time, for God's sake? You know, I'm not a breakfast eater, and I know you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be. Mary, I had a cookies and cream protein shake for breakfast. I usually have a proffee. So it in my coffee. Yep. Yeah, so that's usually what I do, just because I've never been a morning eater, really. So I'll have a couple cups of coffee, and I'll usually throw a protein shake in one of them. And then I got busy working right away, and time got away from me, and so that's what she had. Coffee with a cookies and cream or something like that. Protein shake. Very yummy. Very yummy. Yeah. So this past weekend has been just a whirlwind. So I taught the Tasseomancy class and the Soul Time reading class in Lilydale, New York, which is where I've been teaching for the last 13 years, something like that, for a long time. So it's in New York, on the western side of New York State, and I can't believe I still have my eyes open. What a whirlwind of a weekend! Oh my gosh, it was great. It was really great. But anyway, so it was awesome. So I'm on a roll. So hence why you guys, I'm getting back on the shtick. One of the classes was a Tasseomancy class where I taught like tea leaf reading, but we read salad dressing, we read mustacholi sauce, pasta sauce, we read ice cream, and then tea leaves. That class was a bugger to prep for, so I've been kind of like falling back on the ball, pardon me. So anyways, so I'm back. Thank you very much. So today, I want to do a few psychic readings because I've got a new deck. I've got a new card deck. And you know, guys, me. I don't do tarot. I just don't do tarot. It's too much to remember, right? It's too much to memorize. Forget that nonsense. I can't remember what the hell I did yesterday, alone I'm trying to remember all these cards, right? Plus, with an oracle deck, the images spur the intuition. And mind you, an image, for instance, oh, look at this dude. Like an image at one point can look at, oh, now, see, that's interesting. Look at the number 28. I was born on the 28th of the month, so isn't that funny that one came up? Yeah, so the image can strike me. Maybe it's his belt, or maybe it's his outfit, maybe it's the way he looks or whatever. So I always look at the image, you know, and sometimes an oracle deck will have like words down at the bottom. Rarely do I listen to those, because that is the author's or the artist's rendition, right? That's their interpretation. I want my own interpretation. So anyways, oh, yes, Michelle, I get it. Yeah, I don't want to memorize either. It's too much like work. Your intuitive ability should be fun and freeing. Let's flow with it, right? So anyways, so I got this new deck. You guys are going to love this. I really recommend this. It is called Herbs. It might be backwards for you guys. I don't know. I can't tell. Herbs and Plants. It's a Lenormand deck, which a Lenormand deck goes by, you can get a Lenormand deck that looks like a regular deck of playing cards, but so they come in different ways. So these images are very simple. The artwork is very simple. Very simple. So I'm playing with these. I've never used these before. You guys are my guinea pigs. Yes. So you guys are my guinea pigs. So I'm going to shuffle these little suckers out. So just so you guys are aware, if you're not aware already, I just posted the next Spirit Gallery. It's coming up in August. I think in first weekend in August or second weekend in August. Something like that. I just posted it. So those tickets are up for sale, $30 a piece. And now that I am semi-retired, I am keeping my events to under 50 people. I try to go for 40. Just because I don't want to work as hard. Well, I do work just as hard. It's just less people, so you guys get more chance to get a reading. I still work just as hard. Usually about, I'd say approximately 20 spirit people come through. Yeah. So, and oftentimes there is a piggyback, you know, where 2 or more spirit come together with the same information to hit multiple people in the audience. So that's coming up. And then I also have class coming up. It's intuitive. What the hell did I name it? Just a minute. See, you guys caught me off base. I didn't even know I was gonna do this. So just a minute. It's intuitive development. It is a weekend class. September 19th and 20th, something like that. Hang on. Psychic Development and Intuitive Advancement Workshop. It is at the Octagon House in Washington, Michigan, Washington Township. It is the 21st and 22nd of September. And there's all different kinds. I did teach this 2 years ago. So if you missed it, get it now. Because that means after this one, I probably won't teach it for at least a couple more years. Lots of playing. Lots of playing. So we'll look at oracle decks. We'll look at aura photography. We'll look at, no, not aura photography, oragraphs. Using your intuition, we'll look at tasseomancy. There's all different kinds of little different experiments that we'll be doing, and we'll get to play. So that's always a great thing. So if you have if you'd like a psychic reading, please post your question. Don't post, what have you got for me today? No, I need a topic to go on, especially since I'm using a deck. All right. So this is not mediumship, although it may turn into mediumship, but that's not my intent today. My intent is simply to do, like right now, Mary, no, not Mary. What was it? See, this thing goes so fast. Terry, looking for a recently deceased father. I'm not doing mediumship. At least that's not my intent today. If it happens, it happens, but that is not what's going on. Okay. So let me shuffle one last time. Say a little prayer in my head, right, for the good of us all, the highest benefit and the highest good of us all, so that the messages can come through loud and clear. Okay. Here we go. Again, this scrolling board goes really quick, guys, so bear with me. If I don't get to you, I will get to as many as possible. Yeah, Susan, no. Anything you can share with me? No, it has to be a topic. Danielle, glad you're here. Let's see here. Okay, Mary. This is about your son's happiness. Pardon me. So I just shuffled. I'm just going to pull off the top of the deck. Let's see what we got to say. Oh, isn't that funny? That's one of the cards that I just showed you earlier, and I just shuffled like 25 million times. But you know what? That's a ring. That's a ring, baby. So if this has to do with his happiness about his relationship, a marriage, or something like that, yes. And because I'm seeing leaves on here also, this means that it's organic, like it'll happen naturally. Don't try to force it, right? Don't try to make a person fit. If he's looking for a partner, don't try to make a person fit just because we want to have a relationship. No, this has to happen organically, right? So I would say, now see, you guys might not be able to see this. In this ring, it looks like leopard skin. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, kind of. So it would happen organically, but also maybe leopard skin has something to do with this. Maybe this person is really into leopards or wild animals or Africa or, that kind of thing. Maybe this person is just freaking cool and always dresses in some kind of animal thing. Or maybe it's an animal rights thing. Or maybe it's a vegan or has something to do with animals. Okay, so there you go. So yes, let it happen. Let it happen on its own. All right, and then we're going to go from there. Stacy Potter Dion, do you see my anxiety easing up? Let me shuffle again. Oh, no, that's weird. Look at this card. Mind you, guys, this is the first time I've used these. I have no idea what these things mean. But look at this card. How freaking weird is this? Yeah, this might be an anxiety thing. Look at that. I've got 2 mice underground eating the roots of a plant. So it may feel, this card may represent, I don't know, but this card may represent that you feel like you're buried, like you're overwhelmed, that kind of thing, right? Which would make sense. But also keeping in mind, you have the ability, like a mouse doesn't have to stay underground, right? A mouse doesn't have to feel buried. Now, what I see in this image also is that the hole in the ground actually goes up to the base of the ground, right? So there's an opening there. So look for your opening. You don't have to stay buried. I would say that, right? So is your anxiety going to ease up? Yeah, but it's almost like it's up to you to come out of the place where you're feeling like you're stuck, like you're overwhelmed. All right. So whether you seek medical help or you go to counseling or there's a meditative practice or no matter what it is, it's up to you because the opening is there. The opening coming out of the ground would be your freedom from that. I'm not going to say that this is a cure, but maybe to help manage it, right? So look at the different ways that you can do that. There are different possible ways. All right. Corey, what do you see for my 15-year-old school-wise? Okay, hang on. Shuffle it again. Oh my gosh, this is such a cool card. I love this card. Look at this playing. Look at this doggy playing. It's funny because when I was a kid, my parents had a professional German Shepherd kennel, AKC kennel. And so when I see that, you know what, everything's still German Shepherds are scary dogs. Any dog can be scary, right? You can be trained to be a scary dog. But anyways, so what this tells me is that this year's gonna actually be fun, but it may seem scary, right? This year may not be what we're anticipating it to be. It may turn out to be something completely different. If there's fear involved there, it may turn out to be a very joyous, fun year. What I'm hearing is the word participation. Your teenager will have to participate to make it fun. So whether that means we have to join a hockey team or a football team or the art team or the debate team or whatever, but the teenager will have to participate. And maybe just participating is participation in growth of joy. Instead of feeling like your teenager is stuck and lamenting that problem, and that's all they do is lament about it or bitch about it or whatever. Find the joy. Okay. Okay, Linda says her daughter's going through a bad divorce. Hang on. Those little doodads, those little icons help get my attention. So good job, girl. All right. The answer, oh, this is interesting. There's so much in this picture. This is so funny. Look at this. Okay, so we have a scarecrow. Okay, we have a scarecrow here holding a heart or holding 2 vegetables or whatever. Look at all the stuff coming out of the hat. You know what? In The Wizard of Oz, if I only had a brain, right? Maybe that's her husband. I don't know. Maybe. But what I'm seeing the plants coming out of the brain is there's new ideas. Look for new ways, new ideas, new thoughts. Be open to different ideas and different ways to get things done. So what's interesting is I'm seeing in my mind that there are, like there's different channels, or mind you, I've never been through divorce, thank God. But there's different channels or different ways to go about doing things. What I'm hearing is if the plants are new ideas, the plants represent new ideas, new thoughts coming out of the head, new ways of doing things, probably ways that she hadn't thought of. So if this is a difficult divorce, which none of them are easy, but if this is a bad divorce, there might be different ways to play the game, right? And because of this fruit here, hold on to what's important and let the other shit go, right? So what I'm hearing is like we might be fighting tooth and nail, but fight tooth and nail for what is really important, not for all the nonsensical stuff. Save your energy for what is important. Okay, so hopefully that helps. All right. Erica needs to move. Let's see how she's going to come up with funds. I just heard, before I even pulled the cards, I just heard that it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. It's not going to be bad as you think it is. Just a second. Let me see. Oh, I love this. I love this for you, Erica. It's a simple sunflower. You know what? That means there's two things. Sunflowers to me are spirituality. It's all about spiritual growth and blooming and following the sun. When you know what the sun is, God. The sun is the universe. Sun is the universal source. Here you go. So have faith. Have faith. Like I said, before I even pulled the card, I felt like this is not going to be as bad as you think it is. So there you go. You can make ends meet. You can make things work. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay? I know it's very, I guess it's kind of trite, me saying, because it's easy on my end, right? But when you're going through it, it's tough. I know. It's tough. All right. Let me do another one. Oh, Terry, newly single at 60. Is there romance or companionship? You know what's funny? I was just talking to my friends about this yesterday on the way home from New York. I'd say, if my husband, everything happened to my husband, or I wound up single again, there's no way in hell I would want to get married. Who the hell wants to do that? You know, I'm almost 65. I'm okay with myself. But if that's where you want to be, let's see what the card says. Again, so if you guys are joining in late, I'm playing with a new deck. So I'm just playing. This is the first time I've used this deck, so I have no idea what I'm going to see, but it's an oracle deck, and the images spark my imagination and my intuition. So, Terry, for you, now this is interesting. What could possibly mean? Well, it could be literal. It could be literal that the man that you're seeing is very fishy, or, but see, there's two fish here, or that there's some kind of water. I don't know where you live, but there could be water nearby. And I love that there's two. Now, underwater doesn't mean you're drowning. It just means like you're two fish in the sea, right? Hello. Yeah. I would be worried if this plant were black or brown or getting yucky, but it's not. It's gorgeous. So that would tell me, to answer your question simply, yes, absolutely there's a relationship coming. But because it's water, it also means that it's very healthy and very flowing and just life-giving. All right? Life-giving. I love this. I love this. That feels good. All right. Okay, Jenny Lee, my husband and I can't figure out where to go for a 10-year. Already canceled the trip once. Will we ever decide where do we see us go? Okay, hang on. Good question. I don't know if these cards would be appropriate for that or not. Let's see. Yeah, I never know how a deck is going to speak to me. You know, there's a store in the place in Lilydale where I teach where you can, well, not always, but often they have a deck open and they'll have half of a deck sitting there. You can look at the cards and kind of vibe in with the cards. And that's how I found these ones. So I never know how they're going to... I have a crap ton of decks that I can't use. Or that just aren't easy to read. So I choose not to use them, right? Because why you haven't... Anyways. Okay, so let's find out where you're going. Ooh. I kind of love it. This is for you, my darling. There is a moon and there's a lotus. All right, so what you're doing, to me, this means some type of spiritual journey. I would go to Sedona. I would go to Sedona. And of course, there's a lot of things to do in that area of Arizona that have nothing to do with spirituality. So there might be something that your husband can go do. Of course, look at all the rocks and all that kind of stuff. There's also, everybody write this down because this is so important. Well, if you're in or around Sedona, there's a gentleman named Stephen Miller, Stephen, Stephen Miller, who used to be a park ranger. And when I went to Sedona years and years ago, he actually was no longer a park ranger, but he was doing tours of Sedona. So being a park ranger, he knew all the ins and outs and all the backwoods and all that kind of stuff. So he took us to, of course, all the touristy trap mountains and stuff. But he also took us to some off the beaten path ponds, little rivers and things like that, which are amazing. And he also did a Native American flute meditation type thing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I don't know if he still does that, but check him out. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So if you're interested in that, Jenny Lee, private message me, and I'll give you his contact information. Like again, I can't. This was a while ago, so I can't tell you whether he's still doing that now, but it's worth a try. Of course, I don't know if you'd want to go to Arizona right now. It'd be hot as hell. There you go. But something to look forward to. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's gross. So Susan says, is the crazy neighbor still following, stalking me even though I moved? Oh, that's kind of a creepy one. Now that's a yes or no question, which is not easily answered with a tarot deck or an oracle deck. So usually in a situation such as that, we use open-ended questions. So let's just see. Oh. Okay. So this is, I don't want you to freak out. Don't freak out. This is the card that I pulled. Now, what got me was not the cross, but the tree in the background. I thought it was a little person, but it's not. It's a tree. So what that tells me, but see, you're in the darkness now, but you're coming out into the light. You see? You're not going into the darkness, you're going into the light. You're exiting the dark, going into the light. So that tells me that you're okay, you're all right, but there might still be some question around that, right? There might still be some question around that. So since you've moved, I would see that there's a way to do a psychic protection, that kind of thing. And here's one of the ways, one of the easiest ways. Right? This is so funny. We just talked about this past weekend. Isn't it interesting how things like synchronistically come up? So here's the way to block someone or something like that. Now, granted, a lot of people use mirrors or shields or... No. That's nonsense. Because if you think about it, a shield, well, they can go around the damn shield, right? Yeah, so that's always kind of got me. But here's what you do. You go to the store and you buy the most beautiful lemon. No dark spots, no nothing. Even you have to go through every stinking lemon you can find. Find a beautiful lemon. Then you go home, you take your lemon home, and then you write on a little piece of paper the person's name. Just their first name is fine. And then you roll it up. You stab a hole in the lemon and then poke their little piece of paper with their name on it into the lemon. Wrap the lemon up in tin foil or aluminum foil and you throw it in the back of the freezer and you forget about it. But you see that the clincher here is that all the while you're doing this, you are honestly and wholeheartedly wishing them something better. You're wishing them something better. You're wishing that they would move on to something better, a better life, more money, or a better hobby, or whatever. But you're wishing them something. Just, I wish you something better. I pray that you have something better. Because remember, karma's a bitch. And you don't want that coming back on you. Right? So you wish them something better, which then means you're wishing yourself something better, and you'll be manifesting something better. Okay? There you go. Good luck. All right. Okay, so Georgie, any good luck in my diet program? Oh, honey, we're all there. We're all there. The only thing that's helped me, because I've lost about 80 pounds, I do see a nutritionist probably about once every 6 months now, because I was doing it all wrong. You know what? I did everything. I did Weight Watchers, low carb, keto. I did it all. But I always get it back. Of course, obviously. But seeing a nutritionist helps. And I still do eat low carb. I can't eat many carbs because it messes up, because I'm a recovering type 2 diabetic. So I still have to watch my carbs. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm getting. Oh, now this is interesting. I love this. Let me try to get closer. At first I thought it was an apple. And I'm still going to say it's an apple because that's what intuitively struck me. So that tells me, and you know what? Years ago when I was in meditation, this is a long time ago, I heard from Spirit, eat of the fatted calf and eat of the land. Do not eat what man has made. So that means packaged foods, fast foods, any type of food that, is not fresh or is not real. If man had to make it, get rid of it. Get rid of it. So maybe that'll help, right? So whether you're on Weight Watchers or keto, low carb is kind of iffy here, because a lot of times you'll see wonky ingredients in the low carb foods. So just watch the packaged foods. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do anything. Now, granted, I'm a good one for a protein shake, like I mentioned earlier, or a protein bar if I can't eat like a regular meal. But I try to keep it to a minimum. So anyway, so that tells me that, now granted, like I said, even though I thought it was flour, so I'd say, yeah, you're going to do okay. But at first, it's an apple to me. That was the first thing intuitively that struck me. So that just tells me, not that you need apples, but that you need to eat of the land and of the animal. Okay? Of course, I'm not a nutritionist, nor am I diagnosing or prescribing a specific diet program for you. There you go. Good one. Okay. One more. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll. Where am I? Okay, no, that's a mediumship. Hang on. I got to scroll a little bit more. I'm just waiting. I'm scrolling, and wherever my cursor lies, that's where we're going. Okay. Judy Gorlitz Hamilton. Am I on the right path romantically? Okay, hang on. So when I'm shuffling, I'm hearing Judy, right? So hang on. That's probably a relative or something. Is she on the right path romantic? You are not going to believe this. No shit, I just shuffled 3 times. So now I'm going to say, it's a rose. Ha! Now I'm going to say it's a rose. So see, that's the beauty of an oracle deck. You can interpret it different ways, depending upon what's the first thing the first trigger. Okay? So I'd say, oh no, this is weird. This is really weird. Hang on. So I had the deck all together. Look what I just saw at the very bottom. Knight in shining armor. Well, knight on a green horse. Ha! That's interesting. So it might be a man. It looks like the horse is made out of leaves or something. Like he's a hedge. Like it's a hedge. So maybe he's just an outdoorsy guy or someone that likes gardening or someone who likes plants or whatever. There you go. So I would say, yeah, you're on the right track. Yay! All right, kids. So thanks for playing along. Again, I have the class up for September 21st and 22nd, which is all the fun games, psychic development, intuitive stuff. And that is at the Octagon House in Washington Township, Michigan. And as far as I know, it will include lunch and snacks. So there you go. Next, I also have a gallery the beginning of August. So look at that on the events page of my website. I think all my events are up so far, even up into November. So anyways, hope to see you there. Love you.